Hi guys, welcome to another video. Thank you for joining me. If you do like my videos, please remember to subscribe and like the video, of course, if you like it. That would really appreciate it. It really help my channel a great deal. Now today I just wanted a quick talk about the PS5 because there's a new announcement made by Sony today, and it's just releasing some of the specs you can expect to find on the PlayStation 5, which is I'm really looking forward to because I am a PlayStation owner myself. I've always really been a PlayStation owner, so I'm really looking forward to this. And on Tech Radar, which I'm looking at here, gives you a few more details about what's coming up in the new console. Now, if you look at it down here, they've now officially announced that the PlayStation 4 Slim, the PS4 Slim and the Pro are reaching the end of their life cycle. And the PS4 Pro isn't that old, but they've decided they're now going to push forward with the PlayStation 5, and they've been working on this for many years. If you see the actual video, which you can find on the Twitter feed, they've been working on this for a long time, and so let's go and see what some of the specifications they're going to have. I know that's going to be what you're looking at. It's going to have a bespoke 8-core AMD chipset based on 3rd generation Ryzen architecture, which is going to be very powerful. It's going to have a lot of grunt in there in total. It's also got a GPU taking the best bits of the Radeon Navi GPU family, so that's also going to be pretty good. And apparently it's also going to have some great lighting effects on there as well, which is going to be great because it's going to be like ray tracing, which is mentioned here, powers of ray tracing, which is going to make lights and reflective light look really good. So that's going to be great for the visuals. It's also, this is going to be something that's really going to be good. They're going to have an SSD storage system. Now that was one of the things that they went to the developers of games and they said, what would you really like? And they said, well, one of the things we would really like is an SSD drive. And that is what they've done. They put an SSD drive in the PlayStation 5. And apparently it's going to be a really good SSD drive, much better than you could buy off the shelf, which means it's going to make moving around big open worlds much easier. Load times between levels on games is going to be practically instant, and you're talking about like 1.8 seconds to load between different screens on something like Spider-Man, which currently takes about 5 or 10 seconds, if not longer, on the PlayStation 4 Pro. So you're looking at a lot of increased speed in terms of moving from one place to another with the SSD. It's also going to have 3D audio, which I know the PlayStation 4 currently has, but apparently it's going to be even better. And it's also going to be 8K TV support. Now, I know there are not a lot of 8K TVs around at the moment, but they are coming through, and I guess they're looking for future-proofing the console as much as possible, because 4K gaming is, of course, starting to get a little bit of traction. The PlayStation 4 Pro isn't quite up to the task with the 4K, but it isn't too bad. But this is going to have 8K TV support, so it's going to be future-proof for at least a little while to come anyway. And they're also looking at so a lot of things are put in here. Yes, they're all going to have the VR system, so the VR headsets that you currently have with PlayStation 4 will work with the PlayStation 5. They also, I think there's rumours there's going to be a new headset coming out, a new VR headset, which will probably be compatible only with the PlayStation 5. But then again, one big announcement is that the PlayStation 5 is going to be fully backwards compatible with PlayStation 4. So that's something that they hadn't done out of the box before. So that's going to be good to see, so that people who do have PlayStation 4 games will be able to put those into PlayStation 5. Will probably be a lot faster load times, especially if they transfer it to the SSD. But so PlayStation 4 games could theoretically get a lot better as well. And it's going to be good to see this thing coming out now. Down here it says, back in May, Sony Interactive CEO Drunk revealed that the Wall Street Journal that the PlayStation 5 will not be releasing until 2021 at the least. That now seems a reasonable guess, debunking a report from Ace Securities that claimed the PS5 could release as soon as Christmas 2019. Now it's not entirely sure. I think it's going to be the back end of 2020, to be honest. I know they've released some of these details early, but I think part of this is because Xbox have got their big announcement coming out today, and I think there's going to be some big things in there. They're possibly going to hint at the next Xbox console on there as well. So I think PlayStation wanted to steal a little bit of their thunder and come out early and say, well, this is what we've got coming out. What have you got coming out? So it's kind of a little bit of, it's a bit of cloak and dagger stuff going on, a little bit of banter between the two console manufacturers. So I think that was only to be expected. With this big, with the rumoured big announcement coming out from Xbox, I think they were always going to be coming out with something before them, and they've certainly done that with this. So it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot coming out in the future. There's a lot more specs coming out. We haven't got a price obviously yet, and there's also no real images, although there's been a few mock-ups floating around the internet. There's no definitive images coming from PlayStation or from Sony about what the actual look of the PlayStation 5 is going to be. So we're waiting to see what that's going to happen. Obviously, PlayStation are not at E3 this year, although Xbox will be. So there is another idea that they're going to have their own standalone event where they could be showcasing more of their games and also more about the PlayStation 5 as it comes along. And that's pretty much all we've got at the moment to say about the PlayStation 5. What are your thoughts? Will you be buying a PlayStation 5? Will this convert you if you're an Xbox person? Depending on what Xbox come out with later on today, would this convert you to a PlayStation owner? We'll have to wait and see. It's certainly food for thought. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up and also like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye.